Light-hearted and humorous, plus, everyday-oriented, plus, non-conspiracy theory, plus, spoiler flow, plus, respect the original work, plus, optimistic plot, plus, no female lead, plus, invincible protagonist. Chen Yan, an unknown planner for the Hokage mobile game, travels to the world of Naruto. As an ordinary person who does not know ninjutsu, he has stirred up the turmoil in the ninja world due to his development of games. After completing the storyline of the game level, Land of Waves, Kakashi led a group to ambush and never slay. After passing the Chinese ninja exam Kai Lin, the third generation of soldiers with high-end combat capabilities led by Konoha collectively stood guard at Orochimaru. The ninjas watched as they were transformed into game characters and fell into silence. Chapter 1. Hokage, Start. You are listening at novel full.audio. Equals degree, omega degree, in daily life, the pace is slightly slow, and if there are loopholes or typos, you can at the author, omega, Huiying, I have finished making it. A somewhat disheveled young man was holding up a phone and laughing. As an unknown planner in Moda Village, Chen Yan was very frustrated in his previous life. He claims to be a battle planner, but he has never been his own ninja. He has always been helping those formal planners. To be honest, he should be considered a half-hearted plot planner. I accidentally died suddenly while staying up late in the liver plot. After cursing the dog Rubik's Cube countless times, Chen Yan thought about how to survive in this turbulent and dangerous world of ninja. But I found out that I actually had a portable system, but this system is neither a sweet little sister nor any AI technology, it only has a simple interface that cannot be more rudimentary. Chen Yan still remembers seeing this system interface for the first time in Nin Coin. 230 liang, resource limit. 0/10, automatically increases resource limit by 1 for every 100 taels of ninja coins obtained, lottery. Every 10,000 liang of ninja coins can be drawn once. Just as Chen Yan was wondering what this resource quota was for, suddenly a pop-up appeared. Since this is your first time launching the interface, give away 10,000 free resource quotas. Later, Chen Yan saw that the available resource limit on his interface had increased to 10,010. After exploring for a while, Chen Yan finally realized how powerful his portable system was. Although we can't help him dominate the ninja realm, making good use of it will definitely make him starve well. His system is actually an editor that can do many things inside, such as movies, anime, games, and so on. However, each use requires a certain amount of resource quota, and the initial 10,000 resource quotas are considered as one's initial funds. And this resource limit can only be replenished through earning money. You can increase your resource limit by 1 point for every 100 liang of ninja coins earned. Chen Yan is not very familiar with anime and movies, but after understanding this resource limit, he feels that he has probably used up his over 10,000 resource limit before making a few minutes of footage. So, Chen Yan's first thought was his old profession, playing games. As for what kind of game to play, should we still consider it? Since we have entered the world of Hokage, why not create a Hokage mobile game? However, Chen Yan initially rejected this idea because he was afraid of being sent blades by the infuriated players in this world. No, he was delivering the blades to his doorstep. Just as he was considering his own life, he spotted a string of small words on the interface. You are invincible when you are in the store and cannot be attacked in any form. At this moment, Chen Yan looked up and glanced at the environment inside the store. Although dilapidated, it is very tidy, and secondly, it is spacious. Perhaps the housing prices in the ninja world are not valuable. Chen Yan's house has just over 200 square meters on a single floor, and there are even 2 floors. At this moment, Chen Yan's first idea was a secure internet cafe rack, a computer on the first floor, a private room on the second floor. He thought of a crucial question. It seems that there aren't many electronic devices in the ninja world at this time. Although Chen Yan vaguely remembers that Kakashi used a laptop during his time as Hokage, Kishimoto has not yet said what kind of technological level Hokage world is. Isn't that just as Chen Yan thought his plan was about to go bankrupt? He received 100 smartphones as a gift from the system. Although it is a pity that Chen Yan did not give away a computer as a gift, this can be considered as a solution to this concern. Moreover, with the current 10,000 resource limit, it is really not possible to create a slightly larger computer game. After Chen Yan had been suffering for 3 months, there was the scene of the beginning. As a small shop located on the edge of a wooden leaf, there is not much foot traffic here, even on weekends it is slightly deserted. For the past 3 months, Chen Yan has been eating nearby snack shops every day. In these days of exploration, Chen Yan also roughly knew the prices in this world. If converted into past life banknotes, the purchasing power of Ninbai is probably only about half of it. After the store had been open for a long time, Chen Yan finally heard some movement at the door, which was a handful of white hair. But after seeing the appearance of the newcomer clearly, Chen Yan felt a little uneasy in his heart. For a commoner like him, he was a big shot. "Oh, good morning, Kakashi." "Good morning," said Kakashi, slightly stunned and smiling at Chen Yan. In theory, the two have never met before, and Chen Yan's straightforward greeting is obviously a bit impolite. However, looking at the rows of smartphones arranged in rows, Kakashi wondered, is this a ninja shop? These days, Chen Yan has already filled the empty space in the store with smartphones. 100 units are not too much, and it's not too little, but 3 long tables can still be filled. Chen Yan hesitated for a moment. His phone should also be considered a ninja. Scientific ninja, do you want to experience it? Kakashi nodded. This is something he has never seen before, let's give it a try. As a secret agent, he should have trained or carried out tasks seriously. But a while ago, under the guidance of the 3 generations, he will now take on another class of ninja students who are about to graduate. So these days are relatively leisurely. Kakashi usually has a small hobby of watching the Intimate Paradise, but due to his lack of updates, he can only wander around the village to pass the time now. Suddenly seeing a newly opened store here, out of curiosity, I came in and took a look. Chen Yan casually turned on a phone, and he installed Naruto mobile game on all 100 phones. After starting the game, there was no cumbersome jumping out of the manufacturer's logo, but a direct entry into the loading interface. What is this? Kakashi looked curiously at the flattened small square handed to him by the other party. Looking at the jumping scene above, he was truly surprised. Welcome player 00001, please enter your fingerprint. The text above can be understood by Kakashi, but what does number 00001 mean? Enter fingerprint. Why? Seeing Kakashi's confusion, Chen Yan said, you are the first user in our store, also known as the player. This fingerprint is your identity, and one person can only use one account, and every time you log into the game, you need to verify your fingerprint. Due to the fact that there is no QQ or WeChat in this world, and there is no phone number, Chen Yan can only think of this method. Kakashi was once again surprised, and after some thought, he still entered his fingerprint. Mainly because he just sensed Chen Yan's level of chakra activity and found that it was only at the level of an ordinary person no matter how it looked, and this store is located in Mai, so the possibility of a conspiracy is not high. I strengthened my guard a bit, but my eyes were immersed in the screen of my phone. You have successfully entered your fingerprint, please enter your nickname. Nickname Chen Yan is peeking at the screen next to Kakashi, because this is his first customer and also a major one. It's possible to buy a mobile phone. It's your name. Oh, it's not required to be a real name here, it's more like a code, with a word limit of 6 words, but it can also be changed later. Chen Yan explained that he did indeed set up a name-changing function, but did not mention that the name-changing card would be charged. Kakashi nodded to show understanding, just curious why it was so troublesome to give this thing a code name. However, for this code name, Kakashi hesitated for a long time. Even Chen Yan, who was waiting on the side, became a bit anxious. Finally, Kakashi finalized the name. White Teeth. Chapter 2. 16 years ago, 12 years later. You are listening at novelfull.audio. White Teeth. Chen Yan was quite shocked in his heart and didn't expect Kakashi to choose this game name. Your father is an unparalleled true ninja. During the Second Ninja War, he was renowned and killed, causing the children of Shain village to stop crying. Chen Yan apologized to the scorpion in his heart and complimented Kakashi in front of him. Kakashi was slightly shocked, he didn't expect anyone to remember his father's title and deeds. That period of history doesn't leave much impression on him, and even though the young man in front of him doesn't look a few years younger than him, well, he's a very powerful person. A ninja. Kakashi nodded, his father's reputation was not very good after his death. Chen Yan sensed Kakashi's hesitation and continued. I think it's shameful to give up a mission for the sake of a companion, but it's even more despicable to abandon a companion for the sake of a mission. I think he's a true ninja. Kakashi looked up carefully at Chen Yan, then lowered his head to look at the phone screen. Because just now, the young store manager said a sentence that was very similar to what his childhood friend had said, but that friend had already passed away. The two fell silent, and the game had already been loaded and entered the plot set by Chen Yan in advance. 16 years ago a line of text appears on the screen, with a full moon reflecting on the background. Looking at the images appearing on the screen, Kakashi pulled his memories of the past back into this game. In the picture, the camera zooms down and a giant creature with 9 tails wreaks havoc in the town. As a party involved, Kakashi is naturally not unfamiliar with this scene. This is one of the unforgettable scenes of his life, the 9 Tails Rebellion. And the giant object on the screen is also Joey. At that time, a ninja wearing a Hokage robe flashed out. Even if the ninja only showed his back, Kakashi recognized the person at a glance. Moreover, there are subtitle introductions on the side. For generations of fire, shadow, wave, wind, water gate, this is Teacher Watergate. Kakashi was greatly shocked, he didn't expect to see that scene again. The whole person is also immersed in this plot. We can't let it run wild here in the plot, there is a feng shui storyline, and behind him, a masked man wearing a black hood appears. Your opponent is me, the mysterious masked man spoke, but his hand reached out to the wave wind water gate and grabbed nothing. Did you escape? It's really fast, undoubtedly, I am the teacher of Watergate. The speed at which the flying thunder god is activated is really fast. Kakashi looked very engrossed, and at this moment, the speed of the left eye wheel's rotation also quietly accelerated. As the screen rotates, 2 ninjas appear on an open grassy field, and the scene becomes a horizontal battle scene. Kakashi didn't realize anything yet, just thought it was just the plot. Watching the mysterious masked man jump onto the face of the feng shui door, then tug back and forth with chains, being attacked without knowing how to retaliate. Kakashi was shocked to see this scene, was Watergate teacher portrayed so badly. This is clearly slander. Chen Yan on the side couldn't bear to watch anymore. After coughing lightly, he reminded, now it's not the plot stage anymore, it's the battle stage. On the left side is the joystick key, drag it to move the character, and on the right side are regular attacks and skills. In the upper left corner is your ninja, the red bar represents health, and the triangular blue square below is chakra. When the chakra is full, you can release the meaning, which is the third one on the right side. Well, ninjutsu. And the upper right corner shows the enemy's health. The fact proves that geniuses share many common talents in many aspects. Chen Yan just gave a brief introduction, and Kakashi will soon get started. But he still felt somewhat flattered. Surprisingly, let me control the Watergate teacher. This battle carries too much burden, we must not lose. With the blessing of a certain idea, Kakashi realized the importance of combos after falling to the ground twice to protect the opponent. Seeing the opponent's health drop to the bottom, Kakashi pressed the Watergate move. The spiral pill between time and space. Shuemen fiercely bombarded the mysterious masked man with a spiral pill in his hand, and then used the sword in Fei Lei Shen's hand to switch positions and fired another spiral pill. Under such a fierce attack, the opponent must have died. Although Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief, he did not let his guard down. The screen changed again, and Kakashi found that the joystick keys and skill keys had all disappeared. After trying to click a few times, there was no result. He knew that this was entering the plot again. In the plot, the two charged towards each other, with Watergate holding a spiral pill, while the mysterious masked man was empty-handed. But Kakashi had already understood the opponent's strength and knew that this mysterious masked man had the ability to avoid. Be careful. Teacher Shuemen. Kakashi couldn't help but start cheering on Watergate in his heart as it approached. Shuemen threw out Fei Lei Shen Kouwu, but unfortunately, he was evaded by the mysterious masked man's ability similar to virtualization. Kakashi sighed regretfully, but the next second, Watergate passed through the flying thunder god and the spiral maru hit the mysterious masked man's back. However, the mysterious masked man did not die as a result, but took a breath and quickly turned aside. But one day, Joe will be mine. As soon as the words fell, the mysterious masked man transformed into nothingness and dissipated without a trace. On the other hand, Konoha's ninjas also have to face the invasion of the Nine Tails. A famous Konoha ninja stepped forward, and Kakashi vaguely remembered that he was also among them that day. Faced with the behemoth of Nine Tails, even across the screen, Kakashi could still recall that sense of powerlessness. A tail beast Jade was about to condense into shape, and Kakashi was shocked. It was already the night when he inserted himself into the plot. At this critical moment, a yellow flash appeared. The huge toad text pressed too much on Joe's body, breaking its tail beast Jade. And Shuemen, in order to prevent Joe from continuing to harm the village, moved it alone to the forest outside of my village. Seal off all corpses and ghosts. A ferocious demon appeared above the water gate. Holding a short knife in his mouth, he grabbed the nine-tailed spirit body tightly with one hand and pulled it back. Kakasidon was puzzled. How could Teacher Watergate use such an evil sealing technique? However, Joe did not give up struggling and thrust his claws towards the newborn wrapped in bedding. The massive nine-tailed demon fox stabbed at a young child with all its might, and Kakashi suddenly felt a bit reluctant to watch the next scene. However, a figure stood in front of the newborn. The eye-catching red hair stood out particularly at this moment. Mother Juxinai. And Shuemen was not late this time, blocking behind Juxina. The nine-tailed claws pierced through this young couple, and the blood-dripping claws were only a few feet away from the young child. Naruto Joshinai's voice echoed once again in Kakashi's ear after a long absence. Kakashi widened his eyes, and at that moment, he was so dazed that he couldn't distinguish between game and reality. Mother Juxinai. Kakashi whispered, completely forgetting that Chen Yan was still standing beside him. Bagua seal. Before his death, Shuemen used the last sealing technique to seal half of the nine tails inside the newborn's body. The plot came to an abrupt end at this point. Only 2 lines of subtitles appear on the screen. Over a decade later, this story has just officially begun. Chapter 3. This game is adapted from a true story. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Is this game predicting the future? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the following plot, Kakashi saw the cunning Shuemu and the Irika who stood up for the students. I can't help but think of Teacher Shuemen. If Teacher Shuemen could come at that time, wouldn't it be possible to bring soil without dying? But Kakashi knew that on the other side of the battlefield, Watergate was also fighting for the victory of the village. As time passed, Kakashi's understanding of Watergate's choice at that time also grew. In Kakashi's view, Teacher Watergate is completely a true ninja. Being able to quickly examine, judge, and make the right choices has always been something Kakashi believes he may lack if I had made the right judgment at that time. I might not have had to pay for reckless actions, and I had also gone astray and believed in Tuanzang before thinking of this, Kakashi sighed. The so-called ninjas however, due to the sacrifice of Watergate for the village, as well as his identity as Hokage and contributions to the village, Kakashi's emotions towards Watergate are very complex, but the most important emotion is respect. But Iruka's act of sacrificing his life to stand up for his students is also a genuine respect from Kakashi's heart. What Kakashi didn't know was that Iruka's parents died in the Nine Tails Rebellion. Looking at Kakashi's lonely expression, Chen Yan didn't explain too much. But seeing Naruto easily master the forbidden technique and use multiple shadow clones, Kakashi's expression became even more desolate, but his starting point this time was different. Undoubtedly, it is a Vortex clan. Kakashi can only have this idea. And in the following plot, it will be relatively easy. Naruto met Kiba Maru, went through ninja classes, and introduced the stories of his two companions, but as Kakashi looked at it, things got worse and worse. The ninja division should have happened these past 2 days. Is that all the story has been told now? What should we do next? And Kakashi discovered that this 7th class is the class he will lead next, isn't it? And Kakashi has also pushed to the 9th level. Don't be late. This concise level name reminded Kakashi of the situation on the day he was just assigned to work. His crane-tail companion was late. Kakashi realized something was wrong. I don't know. He trembled and tapped into the level. The first scene that caught the eye was a face that Kakashi was so familiar with that he couldn't be more familiar with. The black mask and broadband protector wrapped the face around only one right eye. And the listless expression of that right eye made the person look like a salted fish. And the subtitles under the plot are as follows. Chimu Kakashi, Naruto and their guidance, ninja and captain. At this moment, Kakashi's pupils, who was sitting inside Chen Yan's store, were affected by an earthquake. He is really panicking. Chen Yan couldn't help but feel amused as he watched Kakashi, who was known for his high tolerance, fail to control his emotions. In fact, Chen Yan, who was well aware of the plot, was waiting for this scene to happen. After witnessing it with his own eyes, he couldn't help feeling a little uneasy in his heart. Kakashi didn't care about his gaffe, he was eager to know the next plot. After the division ended, a pre-task exercise was arranged for the 3 people. Kakashi is about to reveal the content of this exercise, but he still wants to see what's going on. So, what will be waiting for them? The plot ends with the familiar dialogue box. Kakashi quickly read the text. He was not in such a hurry, so what was waiting for them? After completing this level, enter the 10th level. The 10th level has no plot, only a few dialogue boxes at the beginning. These are all irrelevant plotlines. Kakashi quickly skipped them after browsing. After the battle ended, a dialogue box appeared again. Kakashi still reads quickly, but his fingers that clicked on the screen suddenly froze. Chen Yan looked over and the conversation on Kakashi's screen remained in this sentence. Chimu Kakashi. Next. Your task is to snatch these 2 bells from me. Chen Yan smiled in his heart. Unexpectedly, I wrote your bell battle. Kakashi continued to click on the screen. He is really numb now. Haruno Sakura. This bell is Chimu Kakashi. Only those who grab the bell can pass the test. Chimu Kakashi. So now. Let's start. In Chen Yan's perspective, Kakashi's current state is very complex and cannot be described in just 1 or 2 words. The feeling Kakashi gave Chen Yan was, if he handed him a cigarette, Kakashi could talk to him about the past. The name of the 11th level is called Bell Battle. There is still no plot, only a few dialogue boxes. Chimu Kakashi. As a ninja, concealment and hiding are the most basic. Chimu Kakashi. Great, it seems everyone is doing well. Naruto Vortex. Come on. Teacher Kakashi. Let's have a final say. Chimu Kakashi. I said, you don't have any problems, do you? Naruto Vortex. What? You should be the one with the problem, right? Chimu Kakashi. Alright, then let me teach you a good lesson. Kakashi looked at the game with a strange expression as he controlled Naruto Vortex to encounter another Naruto Vortex. Naruto Vortex. Are you teacher Kakashi? Did you use transformation techniques to transform into me? Naruto Vortex. Absolutely not me. You are, right. Their looks and tone are the same, which reminds Chen Yan of the true and false Monkey King story. Naruto Vortex. You have an old man on you who smells like a teacher. After Naruto finished speaking in the game, Kakashi really lowered his head to smell the scent on himself. Well, it's okay. It's just that I haven't taken a shower in a few days. It used to be normal for me to not take a shower every few months while performing tasks as for the old man smelling something. This must be slander. Naruto Vortex. Ah. Do you have it? Yes, where is there? Kakashi also whispered to himself. After the two Naruto whirlpools finished speaking, they wrestled together. Finally, the Vortex Naruto controlled by Kakashi achieved victory. Did I win against myself? Although Kakashi has become accustomed to Chen Yan's so-called artistic processing, he still feels that his design is too weak. As a result, a figure appeared behind Naruto. Chimu Kakashi. How do you feel? As soon as the flag with Kakashi finished speaking in the game, he launched an attack. The ultimate meaning of Konoha ninjutsu. Millennium Kill. In the game, Kakashi's left and right hands merged together, with the rest of his fingers resting. Only his middle and index fingers stood up to form an In seal and launched an attack on Naruto's backyard. The tremendous momentum sent Naruto into the sky. Naruto Vortex. Woo wow. Absolutely. I can't spare you. When Kakashi saw this scene in the game, he couldn't help but chuckle and exclaim, the plot of this design is too wicked and interesting. Chen Yan smiled silently at Kakashi and wanted to say, it's best if you think this way. Kakashima kept opening the 12th level without stopping, and he could clearly recognize that this was a story that had not yet happened in the following plot. Chapter 5. The Dueling Ground opens, the origin of all evil. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. There are still only dialogue boxes, not Chen Yan's intention to save resources, but the original work only has these. Chimu Kakashi. Unfortunately, it's time and you still haven't been able to snatch the bell within the specified time. Naruto Vortex. Damn it. Chimu Kakashi. Disappointed. Okay, I'll give you another chance. Chimu Kakashi. But this time, it's not that simple. Speaking, the flag with Kakashi in the game teleported out a bunch of dogs. Ninja Dog. It's Parker and them. Kakashi didn't expect to see them again in the game. Naruto Vortex. Wow. What kind of ghosts are these? Chimu Kakashi. So, come to me next. Be careful, the conversation ends and a prompt pops up at the top of the screen. In battle, be careful to avoid the ninja attacks summoned by Kakashi. Kakashi controlled Naruto to defeat Parker and the others. Then it will display, strong enemy attack, Chimu Kakashi. Naruto, you have changed the way you fight. Naruto Vortex. Don't underestimate me. Kakashi watched as he stood there foolishly in the game. This time I really hit myself under Kakashi's stable combo. The flag with Kakashi in the game quickly became unstoppable and was defeated. Chimu Kakashi. Ninjas need to remain calm and make careful judgments, Chimu Kakashi. But most importantly, ninjas should learn to value their companions. Kakashi looked at these two conversations and felt that it was really possible that they were words spoken from his mouth. This level is over and we have entered the final plot. The trial has ended, and Kakashi, who understands everyone's will, allowed 3 people to pass the exercise with their respective dreams in mind. They took firm steps towards the path of true ninjas. The chapter of the beginning and the end of the bond. Kakashi wanted to continue to the next level, but found that the 12th level was already at its end. Is there only that much? After retreating, Kakashi realized that what he had just experienced was only the first volume. Then there was another volume called Kingdom of Waves, but the scroll read, "Not yet open," which made Kakashi feel regretful. However, experiencing the following levels was already enough to shock him. Chen Yan said, "Games are made based on real events." Kakashi nodded, but no matter how he perceived it, he couldn't detect any fluctuations in the chakra on Chen Yan's body. It was completely at the level of an ordinary person. But the more it is, the more it makes Kakashi feel abnormal. Such a magical ninja tool. And the ability to replicate the Nine Tails rebellion of the past. Kakashi completely distrusts that the opponent is not a powerful ninja, or rather a secret bloodline within the limits. With the idea that, I can't detect any abnormalities because my strength is not enough, Kakashi's attitude towards Chen Yan is also more respectful. Chen Yendao said, "I have already experienced the first chapter." Returning to the main interface allows you to enter the duel arena dueling ground. Kakashi followed suit, and since Chen Yan did not want to waste resources to create guidelines, all skills had to be explored by the players themselves. Currently, as Kakashi is the only player, entering the duel arena only requires facing a drone with the same template as the dungeon monsters. At present, Chen Yan has only produced 4 ninjas. Student Naruto, Student Sakura, Kiba Maru Legion, and Chimu Kakashi. As for why no Sasuke was made. Because Sasuke has not yet formed a trainee form, and Chen Yan is too lazy to waste energy making one. Just one chapter, a few plot segments, and a few ninjas wasted over 7,000 of Chen Yan's tens of thousands of resources. So Chen Yan thought of saving as much as possible. And I am preparing to put the normal form of C Ninja in Class 7 on the 3rd chapter, along with other C Ninja exams, for listing. But now the amount of resources is increasingly bottoming out, and talking about these is still a bit distant. Chen Yan just wants to find a way to make others give him money. So, in order to earn more money, Chen Yan decided to lower the price of the ninja flag Kakashi worth 10,000 yuan in his previous life's Moda village. One number, 100,000 taels. Moreover, why bother with counting vouchers? In the future, only gold coins will be given for recharging. Watching Kakashi engage in a duel arena and engage in human-machine combat. Chen Yan couldn't help but think that when he first played this game, it was even more challenging. I can only say that I am truly a ninja, playing very calmly. Although Kakashi is already elderly, in his 20s and almost 30s, his reaction time is still very strong. After playing a few rounds, Kakashi didn't hit much of the opponent's skills. But it seems that Kakashi also feels a bit bored. Chen Yan doesn't want his first player to be lost like this. Quickly took out his manager account and invited Kakashi to spar. Looking at the battle invitation on the screen, Kakashi suddenly became interested. Accept. His lineup still consists of Student Naruto, Restricted Student Sakura, and the Kiba Maru Legion. For his opponents, Chen Yan's lineup consists of Chimu Kakashi, Student Naruto, and Student Sakura. Currently, the teleportation and secret scrolls have not been opened yet, and fighting is even more basic than no difference. But Kakashi doesn't think so. Looking at the flag with Kakashi across from him, Kakashi's expression immediately became serious. In the battle plot, this flag with Kakashi is basically like a fool, and Kakashi himself will never admit that he only has this kind of strength. It's still the old routine. Kakashi, who was accustomed to charging forward at the beginning of the human-machine game, controlled the student Naruto to directly spray paint and start. And Chen Yan is a skill to release dogs. The area where the student Naruto splashed paint was not large, and the X-axis clearly couldn't reach Chimu Kakashi, it was just because the previous human machine collided with it. But the range of dogs used by Chen Yan in Chimu Kakashi is quite large. Directly fly the student Naruto into the sky. Then move closer to the second skill Thundercut and continue the combo. Stabilize and control the floating height. And Kakashi had never seen such a scene before, so he quickly pressed out a substitute to prepare for a counterattack. But Chen Yan's Wanka, commonly known as Chimu Kakashi, because it requires recharging tens of thousands of yuan to obtain, dodged the counterattack with a small move. After slightly distancing himself, he successfully picked it up with his dog. When it was time for Kakashi's second double, Chen Yan didn't want to fight anymore. He just turned his head and left, then quietly watched the student Naruto standing in place with the double. Kakashi looked puzzled as to why his opponent suddenly became so powerful. Chapter 6. Internet Addiction Youth Card Brother. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As a ninja, I also have many things that I must guard. After Chen Yan killed Kakashi through Sanga Aoi, Kakashi's whole body became even salter. Although he looks loveless, Kakashi is actually thinking why the sound in this image is exactly the same as him. Moreover, this game not only features Parker and others, but also has its own unique skill, Richi, created. Chen Yan smiled but remained silent after wearing 3 clothes. The fact proved that the resources in that unreliable system were really useful. This game has not found any bugs yet. Store manager, how can I obtain that flag with Kakashi? Faced with the questions raised by Kakashi, Chen Yan was both surprised and pleased, but also a bit panicked. He pointed to the only icon in the upper right corner of his phone screen. Mall, and said, you can get it here. Due to limited resources, at this time, Chen Yan did not complete the lottery and the activity system, and even the most basic task rewards should not have been created. The only ones we have are dungeons, ninjas, duel arenas, and shopping malls. As for equipment, accessories, and teleportation, they won't make much money in the short term. It's better to wait for players to earn more money from those things. Upon hearing this, Kakashi clicked into the mall, a bare interface that looked much more conscientious than the Hokage of a certain Rubik's Cube. Actually, only 3 ninjas are sold here. Naruto Vortex, Ninja Student, Sakura Haruno, Ninja Student, and Akiba Maru Legion. Each ninja is priced at 888 gold coins, and Chen Yan has considered this carefully. In the end, unable to avoid conscience, he gave up the selling price of 8,888 gold coins. However, the extra ninja fragments still serve the purpose of ascending stars. Kakashi clicked to obtain the ninja, but suddenly a VIP level interface popped up. Oh, although there aren't many ninjas and no equipment or a bunch of key systems, Chen Yan improved the VIP system early on. However, one thing more conscientious than Rubik's Cube is that Chen Yan's VIP level is only V9. Charging 1 yuan is V1, and every 0 added later can increase the VIP level by 1 level. So reaching V9 only requires recharging 100 million, and in addition, Chen Yan also thoughtfully set up the function of inputting any amount with one-click recharge, making it convenient for those bosses to not have to be so tired of location after location. If the boss Jin Gui's little hands were exhausted, Chen Yan wouldn't be able to shoulder that responsibility. Well, that's what he thinks. And for the ninja world, 100 million yuan is just a bounty for 3 asthmas, shouldn't it be too much? In short, Chen Yan is still looking forward to the birth of his first V9 player. However, in the short term, it is still crucial to try to deceive Kakashi to take down the flag with Kakashi. The VIP interface provides a concise explanation. Just need to reach the VIP level of V6 to obtain the Konoha Elite Ninja. Chimu Kakashi. Fortunately, there is no such thing as reputation rights in the ninja world, otherwise such a blatant infringement would be enough to sue Chen Yan to the death of his family. Oh, Huiying planner, Chen Yan, has no home. I almost forgot. VIP level to V6 only requires 100,000 ninja coins. Kakashi was a bit shocked that he was only worth 100,000 yuan. Without hesitation, he asked, "Where can I recharge?" Chen Yan's heart is in full bloom, truly worthy of being a card haul. What a bold spirit. If you say you can take out 100,000 yuan, you can take it out. Chen Yanxiao said, "Just hand it over to me." Kakashi nodded. He didn't bring that much cash when he went out. So he telepathized out of Parker. Chen Yan looked at the blood fingerprints pressed on the floor of the shop by Cod Yen, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but twitch slightly. A smoke flashed past, and a petite but somewhat vicious ninja dog emerged. "Oh Kakashi, you didn't take a shower again today. Did you forget to take a shower again because you were addicted to the intimate paradise? But I still want to recommend you to use my shampoo, I promise." Faced with Parker's incessant chatter, Kakashi put on a rather helpless expression like a salted fish. Okay. I need you to go home and help me withdraw some money. It's in the cabinet, Withdraw 100,000 yuan. After receiving the instructions, Parker didn't say much nonsense and quickly withdrew the money. Really, don't believe it. Can you smell how fragrant I am now? Bang. Parker was sent back by Kakashi before he finished speaking. Kakashi handed the money to Chen Yan and said, "Is that enough?" Chen Yan nodded and said that the money on the system interface had indeed increased by 100,000 yuan, so he did not go to count it. "I directly adjusted the data of my Kakashi account using my own manager account. Your VIP level has been upgraded to level 6, please keep working hard." Chen Yan admitted that the latter half of his sentence was somewhat humorous. "You have obtained the ninja Chimu Kakashi." Kakashi went to the duel arena to play with his new ninja, and compared to the other 3 C. ninjas, his A. ninja strength is truly deserving. So he had a lot of fun playing. He doesn't care about money at all. As a ninja of his level, money is just a number. Most things in this world have a price but no market, and money often cannot be converted into combat power because there are not many ninja tools that can be purchased. The most common one is just a detonating symbol. And if you want to buy some well-made ninja tools, you won't have much chance. So, money is mostly used to maintain order in the secular world, and it is not very helpful for powerful ninjas. Unless those ninjas frequently engage in high-spending occasions, such as gambling or frequent romantic occasions of course, it cannot be ruled out that some psychologically distorted ninjas simply enjoy making money. But in the eyes of more ninjas, money, something that is not bought with life or taken with death, no matter how much money is earned, it may not necessarily be able to be spent. Moreover, ninjas are already a high-risk profession, and perhaps one day they suddenly become wealthy, even if the money is cheaper for others. As the evening approached, Kakashi watched as the lights gradually lit up outside the house and knew that it might be impolite to disturb her any further. He flipped through the records, all of them were perfect wins, except for the first few innings where he would play to the second or third ninja, only one inning was lost. The dazzling failure was glaring to everyone, and it was precisely the one where Chen Yan pierced Kakashi 3. After revisiting the plot mode, Kakashi reluctantly returned his phone. "Store manager, your store should still open tomorrow." Chen Yan couldn't help but laugh and cry, as if his store was going to close down tomorrow. "Don't worry, there are no special circumstances that will keep driving. Even if Pain sends out the god Luo Tianzheng, it is useless. His shop is probably the same level as Yao Lamy and Noodle's restaurant." Kakashi exclaimed with joy, "That's good." Chen Yan also didn't expect that Kakashi would become addicted to this game so quickly. So he introduced, "If you want to play, you can buy your phone back." Kakashi was surprised and said, "Mobile phone? This ninja. Can I buy it?" Chen Yan nodded, "The selling price is only 100,000 yuan. With the experience of letting Kakashi recharge once, Chen Yan confirmed that Kakashi would buy it. Kakashi's eyes lit up as if he had seen a cozy paradise. Wait a moment. As soon as Kakashi finished speaking, he disappeared instantly. Chen Yan heard the noise outside the door, as if thousands of birds were arguing in a disorderly manner, so he poked out half of his head to check the situation. I saw Kakashi, holding 1,000 birds in his hand, accelerating as he swept through the afterglow of the setting sun, and the thunder shone through the long sky of the wooden leaves. Chapter 7. Sorry, I am the concept god. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at this scene of destroying character image, Chen Yan exclaimed that he was right. As white-haired masked individuals, Kakashi and the neighboring Gojo have many similarities. For example, they all like to get sick. However, when Kakashi should be serious, he is still very serious. And the most deadly thing is, Kakashi is such a serious person, not being serious is simply not human. Chen Yan vividly remembers an episode in Hokage where during their youth, the 3 members of Class 7, who were on vacation, tracked Kakashi for a whole day. It was only then that they could see how unscrupulous Kakashi was beneath his cold exterior. After receiving the phone, Kakashi asked for some precautions, and Chen Yan only said that Kakashi should take care of it, as it is fragile. As for the network and power, both are provided by Chen Yan's system, but resource quotas will be charged. Chen Yan hates this vampire dog system very much, but he has no choice, so he sold his phone worth 100 resources, which is equivalent to 10,000 ninja coins, to 100,000 ninja coins. What can he do? He is also a victim. However, Chen Yan dared not speak up because he was afraid of being beaten to death when going out in the future. After much thought, Chen Yan still told Kakashi about the reward mechanism. Each promotion in the qualifying competition can earn a certain amount of points. This point can be exchanged for a reward in the ranking store. Speaking, Chen Yan gave Kakashi 100 ranking points as a gift using his manager account. Kakashi opened a ranking store in a skeptical location after receiving it. There are 2 products hanging inside, which look very shabby. Chakra Mastery Book. Priced at 100 points, what is this? Kakashi looked at this strange product with confusion. He didn't mean he couldn't understand what it meant, but he didn't know what Chakra Master could do. Is it possible to have an extra chakra at the beginning compared to the opponent? Thinking of this, Kakashi chose to exchange with great interest. He casually clicked into the match and found that the opening was still 2 chakras, and there was no change, right? Chen Yan observed from the side. The things in the ranked store are naturally what he put in. And he also spent 100 resources in the system to buy good things, all at the same price as his phone. I just want to see if it can really be used by ninjas. Although he can use it himself, Chen Yan is not in a hurry to improve himself. Instead, he wants to use this gimmick to attract more ninjas to buy his phone and then recharge him with money. The most prominent feature of merchants and capitalists is that capitalists will flow their funds into production, so they will grow bigger and bigger. When merchants make big money, they think about how to spend it. Of course, Chen Yan believes he is not a capitalist because he can only squeeze himself now. Then, it quickly took effect. Kakashi's hand controlling the character suddenly stopped. He stopped his movements and focused on feeling the changes happening in his body. Is this chakra? Kakashi could clearly feel that he had been squeezed dry by the Sharingan all year round, and there were actually more chakras. He has a much stronger perception of his own chakra changes than ordinary ninjas. If it's Naruto, this chakra is just pouring a glass of water into the river. For Kakashi, it's like urinating 2 liters in a drizzling stream. The quantity is really quite a lot. At least enough for him to put an extra lychee. That is to say, his success rate for each task in the future can increase by a few percentage points. Kakashi suddenly turned back and looked at Chen Yan with a somewhat frightened expression. What kind of divine is this person? How could he be given a chakra? Chen Yan noticed the change in Kakashi's expression and forced a smile, saying, "Let's finish this game first." Kakashi was clearly distracted during the fight, and the second ninja lost half a tube of blood to win. Kakashi was about to come out several times, wanting to ask Chen Yan how he did it. Chen Yan pretended to be profound and said, "Don't ask too much about things that shouldn't be asked. Now give you a chance to attack me with all your might, ah." Kakashi thought he heard it wrong. Chen Yan reiterated, "Use your all and don't leave your hands behind." Kakashi didn't hesitate, "Okay." He lifted his forehead protector, and the three-hooked jade in his eyes spun rapidly. Richi. The position that Kakashi aimed at is the heart. As a senior secret agent, he can enter combat mode at any time. The body faces the cutting of lightning. But Kakashi felt as if he had hit cotton. The lack of texture in the attack made it difficult for his Lei Che to move any further. Kakashi was sweating profusely, and Richi and Sharingan opened together. Even though his chakra had increased a bit, he couldn't help but consume it. Finally, Kakashi had to stop attacking and gasp for breath. After removing Leche, Kakashi saw Chen Yan standing steadily in front of him, as he had just done, as firm as a rock. Kakashi had anticipated that he would not be able to harm the other person, but he did not expect that he would not even be able to damage their clothing. But Chen Yan had no sensation, and Kakashi's rapid attack was like air. In order to install this B, Chen Yan even planned to damage his clothes, but he didn't expect that the clothes would also share invincibility. Chen Yan suddenly thought of the system prompt. Unable to receive any form of damage. In any form. Yeah. I only have 2 sets of clothes now. If this set of clothes gets smashed, will I be heartbroken? I shouldn't have been saddened by Kakashi's attack, so my clothes won't be damaged. Genius. Discharge. There is intelligence from before, and then there is a healthy weasel. Now there is me, Chen Yan, invincible. Looking at Chen Yan, who still had a calm expression on his face, Kakashi was truly impressed this time. Now tell him that Chen Yan is a descendant of the 6 immortals, and he also believes it. Chen Yan patted Kakashi's shoulder and said, "Are you going home?" Kakashi immediately straightened up and said, "Yes, senior." Chen Yan couldn't help but laugh and cry. It seems that Kakashi's YY ability is not bad. No wonder I watch the Intimate Paradise every day without putting it into practice. It turns out that my mind has already played various tricks and I can't see this common trick of humans anymore. Don't call me senior, just continue to call me store manager or Chen Yan. By the way, then what? Remember to help me promote this game. As for my abilities. Cough, don't make a fuss about it. After Chen Yan's warning, Kakashi also relaxed a bit, and it was evident that the powerful person in front of him was quite easy going. Can we exchange ranking points for abilities? Can we say that? Chen Yan nodded and said, "You can say, just don't expose my identity." Kakashi is a smart person, with high success rates in both anime and anime. Chen Yan believes that Kakashi will have a certain level of judgment in his heart. After bidding farewell to Kakashi, Chen Yan closed the door and closed. Chapter 8. Learning to relax like an ordinary ninja. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Today, Kakashi contributed 200,000 ninja coins and 2,000 resource quotas to him. Chen Yan can only thank the vampire system for not setting up a feature to convert ninja coins into resource quotas. But at the same time as obtaining ninja coins, the resource limit will increase synchronously. The effect today should have been to shock Kakashi and probably bring in a business. Chen Yan also accelerated the production progress of the Wave Kingdom dungeon and the new ninja. Kakashi was carrying a mobile phone, with a myriad of thoughts on her way home. A dark shadow appeared on his way home, giving him a secret signal unique to the dark region. "What can I do for you?" "Captain, Lord Hokage, please." Kakashi's face darkened as he handed his phone over to Parker for safekeeping. Without further ado, a few members of the Dark Department quickly shuttled to the Huiying office building. Ri-Zhan, you are too weak. The nine-tailed pillar power should be handed over to me. Only I can unleash his great killing power. Tuanzang. You're too radical. If I treat Naruto like this, do I deserve the spirits of the Shuemen and Vortex clans in heaven? Ri-Zhan, you. Tuanzang. I am the Hokage. You will regret it. Ri-Zhao. Tuanzang didn't argue anymore, and quickly restrained his fierce face. He could sense that someone was about to come outside the door. The two of them stopped talking very tacitly, at least in front of others. Their conflicts and contradictions should not be too obvious. Riju also regained a gentle smile. Kakashi, you're here. Kakashi half knelt in front of Sandemo and said, Lord Hokage, are you asking me for any mission? Sandemo said to the other humanists, you guys go down first. I want to chat with Kakashi alone. Tuanzang let out a cold snort and left with his two followers. It was difficult for him to counter Kakashi, the core figure on the Hokage side, and it was almost impossible for him to extract any useful information from Kakashi's mouth. Bang! After Tuanzang left, it seemed as if he had vented all his previous dissatisfaction on the door. Ri-Zhan and Kakashi both glanced towards the direction of the door, ensuring that the enduring gate was not significantly damaged. Last night, the sealed book was stolen, said Sandemo, helping Kakashi up. Kakashi paused slightly and asked knowingly, who is the culprit? Sandemo was holding a pipe in his mouth and his voice was unclear, saying, it's Naruto. Does Mr. Watergate's child need to be punished? Sandemo shook his head and said, I feel ashamed of Naruto these years. Someone leaked Naruto's identity, and he has not had an easy time in these years. Kakashi goes out on missions all year round and doesn't care much about the affairs in the village. But at this moment, it is also inevitable to think of the game storyline I watched in Chen Yan's store during the day. Demon Fox. Monster. These curses and curses against Naruto seemed to ring in Kakashi's ear, and at this moment he had a deeper understanding of the game plot. Watergate teacher's child, why did he steal the sealed book? Kakashi asked again, he really wants to know if reality is what is said in the game. Third generation eyes were smoking heavily. He is a teacher at the ninja academy, named Mizuki. He incited Naruto to steal the ninja book, but he has now been imprisoned in the Kiba prison. Kakashi's heart once again stirred up waves, really, like in the game. This is clearly what happened last night. Sandai continued, Kakashi, let's take it as a vacation from now on. Don't treat yourself like a dark side anymore, but an ordinary ninja. Kakashi lowered his head and said, yes. So, Lord Hokage, if there's nothing else, I'll leave first. After hesitating for a moment, Kakashi still didn't reveal what he had seen in Chen Yan's store during the day. It's not that he's not loyal to the third generation, but there is more intelligence that needs to be considered by him. In his mind, at least it shouldn't be the existence of Chen Yan being revealed now. Monkey Flying Sun nodded and believed that Kakashi could become an excellent mentor, which could also be considered his mission. On the way home, Kakashi inevitably feels a bit absent-minded. Although I had already guessed that those plots would have happened or were about to happen, that existence was really amazing. And should you relax like an ordinary ninja at this moment? Kakashi still felt a bit unfamiliar with the word relaxation. Since becoming a ninja, he has never been relaxed. In the past few years, I never got out of my heart knot, and my heartstrings have always been tense. Now let him relax like an ordinary ninja at this moment. The smile of that close friend reappeared in Kakashi's mind. The next day, at Ninja Academy. Watching his classmates gradually being led away by their respective guidance, Naruto and his companions became increasingly anxious as they waited. Damn it, why hasn't Rin come to our guidance yet? Naruto shouted and shouted, which he had been saying 2 hours ago. In fact, even 2 hours ago, there were only 3 of them left in the class. Naruto. As a ninja, one must learn to endure. In the face of Sakura's reprimand, Naruto didn't contradict him face to face. Instead, he turned his face aside and muttered in a low voice, "Cut, I don't know who said it would be better to wait." Perhaps upon hearing these words, Sakura suddenly felt a little angry and said, "There's no such thing as." Look at Sasuke Jun, who has been waiting carefully. Sasuke saw that he had been disfigured and still maintained a cold appearance. Hehe, I really don't understand you two guys. Perhaps our guidance on endurance was around us from the beginning, just to test our endurance. In other words, Naruto, you guys are shouting and screaming. If there were enemies around, you would have died long ago. Upon hearing this, Sakura also felt it made sense and quickly stood in line, saying, "Sasuke, what you said makes sense. Naruto, you are too impatient." Watching his beloved girl so supportive of Sasuke, that annoying guy, Naruto was truly infuriated. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I must prove that you are wrong. As Naruto spoke, he searched around and finally found a blackboard eraser in a prominent position on the podium. Climbing onto the door frame with his own clone, he suddenly chuckled and said, "If that guy is really observing us in the dark, then he must know there will be a trap here." Faced with Naruto's prank, Sasuke remained speechless and closed his eyes. "Idiot, that's Shanran. How could you possibly be tricked by such a little trick like you?" And on the other side. "Oh, good morning, store manager." Chen Yan looked at the clump of white hairs and roast, Kakashi, it's almost afternoon now. Chapter 9. Timely Kakashi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kakashi's face was slightly awkward. Really? I thought it wasn't past noon yet. Chen Yan didn't say much, just opened the screensaver interface of the phone, which prominently displayed the time. Kakashi said, "I see. I didn't even notice that this ninja has a clock function." Chen Yan sighed silently, knowing that at least during this time period, some basic electronic devices still exist in this world. Such as clocks, radios, communicators, etc. But I don't know if it's good or bad to make Kakashi addicted to games like this. Kakashi's special visit was not a big deal, he just wanted to stay here and play games for a while. Last night, he unknowingly played all night. If you get tired of playing in the arena, go to the storyline mode and go through it again twice. He really can't figure out where the old man on himself smells. It must be that Naruto guy spreading rumors. As a ninja, how can one be stirred up by such low-level words? At first, Kakashi was not moved, but after much thought, he still took a shower in the middle of the night. Previously, when performing tasks in the dark, he had many ways to conceal his breath, which has led to him being sometimes insensitive to his own scent. After staying up all night, I woke up and wandered to Chen Yan's place. It's still the same position as yesterday, sitting here for a few hours. Chen Yan, on the other hand, sat in his own workstation and early exchanged his resource quota for a computer. The development of games was mostly completed on the computer. In fact, with the assistance of the system, these tasks can also be completed using a mobile phone. But after rubbing on the small screen of his phone for half a month, Chen Yan gritted his teeth and switched to a new computer, which greatly improved the development progress. Chen Yan didn't pay much attention to the game situation of Kakashi, he just focused on developing new scripts and designing new ninjas on his own. In Chapter 2, the country of waves only needs to be designed without chopping or whitewashing. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura, the 3 ninjas, are preparing to present their ninja forms in the 3rd chapter of the ninja exam. After all, it is somewhat inappropriate to have revealed the existence of Qianyao and Spiral Maru early on. After designing another small level, Chen Yan stretched lazily as if he had thought of something he remembers when he went to the morning market to buy food this morning, he seemed to hear several aunties discussing whether their children could be assigned a good mentor. Today seems to be the day when ninja students are assigned guidance teachers, which means Chen Yan looked through the window and saw that the sky outside was already slightly dark, clearly in the evening. But in Chen Yan's impression, Kakashi went to see 3 people from class 7 in the afternoon. Was it a time error? Coincidentally, he was also idle, and the person involved was in front of him. Chen Yan casually asked a question. Kakashi, today seems to be the graduation day of ninja students, do you know? Kakashi's hand froze as he operated the game character, but he only made a thoughtful expression after the Orial ended his opponent and said, yeah, I forgot if you didn't say it. Chen Yan opens his mouth slightly, but he doesn't know where to start roast. Ah. In my heart, I silently sympathized with class 7 for 3 seconds. Kakashi stood up after finishing a game. Yoshi, see you, store manager. After speaking, Kakashi left as soon as he left. Chen Yan looked sweaty. It seems that Kakashi really forgot about this. This unreliable behavior is really like an operation that Kakashi can perform in his daily state. Ninja Academy. Naruto lay on the table and had already slept for a while. If it weren't for Sakura's inability to resist Naruto's snoring and waking him up, Naruto would probably have slept until the next morning. Sasuke has always maintained a cool and aloof demeanor with his hands resting in front of him, and has been like this since the morning. In fact, in Sasuke's heart, whenever he remembered to move around, he would think about the man's gaze. Then he even held back his urine, and all the urine and tears that needed to be shed had already been shed that night. Naruto looked drowsily at the door and said, why hasn't that guy come yet? Why don't we go back? After listening to Naruto say this sentence no less than 30 times, Sakura's heart also wavered. But more importantly, she still felt disappointed. She remembered that before leaving this morning, her parents carefully prepared a delicious breakfast for her and encouraged her to become a great ninja. If we just return without any effort, I'm sure we will also disappoint the 2 of them. Creak. This sound immediately caught the attention of the 3 people. This is the sound made by the ancient paper sliding door in their classroom. Then with a click, the dusty blackboard landed on a tuft of white hair. Although the hair has greatly slowed down the weight of the blackboard eraser falling, it still solidly hit the head. This sounds great. The sound is crisp. The 3 Naruto people were stunned when they saw this scene. After a brief pause, Naruto burst out laughing, clearly satisfied with the trap he had created. Perhaps it was because this procrastinator was punished, but more likely it was both, and in short, he laughed extremely happily. And Sakura kept apologizing. Although this guy who had kept her waiting for almost a day was very unpleasant, it was still her guidance that made her endure. Whether she can become a ninja or not depends on the expression on this guy's face. And as a good student at ninja school, she has implemented the principle of respecting teachers and valuing morality quite well. As for Sasuke, he looked very speechless, although he really wanted to stand up and scold this untimely upper ninja. But the numb feeling and the sense of urine that he had held for a long time caused him to roast in his heart about what he wanted to say. This guy, where does he have the appearance of being intolerant? Kakashi also knew that he might have been late for so long. So he chuckled and said, I'm sorry, I ran into a black cat on the way, and I had to put in a lot of effort to find its owner. Scammer. Lying. Ghosts believe. Kakashi knew that his reason seemed a bit inappropriate, so he quickly became serious. Speaking of which, you actually played pranks on me. Well, my initial impression of you was quite bad. Don't think about graduating, just study at ninja school for another year. After speaking, Kakashi will turn around and leave. Suddenly, all 3 of them couldn't sit still, and Sasuke was the first. Now is not a time of war, and it is not allowed for students at ninja school to graduate early, so Sasuke cannot become a ninja like his brother did. So at this moment, he was also anxious. In order to pursue his dream of revenge, He didn't want to spend time with a group of children at ninja school anymore. Stop, why don't you let us graduate? Chapter 10. Human-Machine War God Kakashi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Why don't you let us graduate? Sasuke has never been a patient person. Although he appears calm in his usual performance, overall his record learn how to charge a weasel with 1,000 birds, open Sangoyu and go find a kaleidoscope to fight alone, endure the war and choose who is not good, directly confront Ban to duel, and even harshly say that Ban is an old thing from the old era, and his second assistant can easily handle it. Sasuke, who only plays high-end games, looks at the entire Hokage and it's quite explosive. Now that Kakashi speaks up and says he won't graduate, how can he tolerate his violent temper? Faced with Sasuke's questioning, Kakashi thought of some Uchiha he had been with during his youth. Except for the humble weasel and the neurotic strip of soil. The rest of Uchiha seemed to be similar to the Uchiha's lone child in front of him. What a headache-inducing clan, if only everyone could be like you. I don't know who Kakashi is talking to, and the other two couldn't bear it anymore and protested one after another. Kakashi also knew that his goal of resolving conflicts had been achieved, so he comforted the three people and said, for the sake of your persistence, I'll give you a chance. Tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, gather at the exercise ground and remember to bring your ninja gear. I will test whether you are qualified to become a ninja. Sasuke and Sakura breathed a sigh of relief, while Naruto continued to shout, What? I finally passed the ninja school exam, why do I have to practice? The exam at ninja school only determines whether you can become ninjas, not whether you can become my subordinates. That's how this matter is decided. Naruto wanted to say something more, but was stopped by Sakura. Don't talk about Naruto, otherwise we won't have the chance to become ninjas this year. Damn it. Seeing that the three of them no longer resisted, Kakashi nodded contentedly and said, Great, it's still early for the next day. The main topic is over. Let's have a little chat. Is it still early? The three of them had black lines on their faces. It's already evening, so it's time for them to leave school as usual. However, with the authority established by Kakashi just now, the three members of Class 7 are now more obedient to Kakashi's instructions. Alright, let's introduce ourselves to each of you, just talk about what you like and dislike, as well as what dreams you have. After Kakashi finished speaking, he skillfully started the game without any focus on the three of them. Seeing Kakashi staring intently at a small square, Naruto shouted, Isn't it teacher who introduced himself first? Kakashi sighed helplessly on her phone and said, Well, there's nothing particularly annoying about me. I don't want you to know what I like. Dreams. I don't want to tell you either. Ah. How could you still answer like this? We don't know what your name is yet. Okay, it's your turn, Kakashi said, ignoring Naruto's words, my name is. It's called Vortex Naruto, and I like to eat ramen noodles. The annoying thing is the waiting time when soaking ramen noodles. My dream is to surpass all previous Hokage and become the strongest man. Naruto has a lot of options, but in Kakashi's view, there are only splashing paint, clone art, and a magical transformation art. When Sakura introduced herself, Kakashi's mind flashed with the explosive bitterness and a personality. After playing games in the arena for 2 days, Kakashi's weekly victory has reached over 200 wins. There are currently only 4 ninjas in the game, so almost every round can encounter student Naruto and student Sakura. Kakashi knows their skills better than they do themselves. Next, it's Uchiha Sasuke's turn to introduce himself. Sasuke continued to hold his hands in front of him with a cold expression, saying, I have a lot of things I dislike, but nothing I like. As for my dreams, they are not just words. I have ambition, I want to revive my family, and I must personally kill that man. Naruto's face was frightened, thinking to himself, shouldn't this guy be talking about me? And Sakura has a silly expression on her face, Sasuke-jun is so cool. As someone who knows some insider information, Kakashi is very clear about who Sasuke is referring to as the man, and Sasuke's answer was completely unexpected. Well, all three of you have quite unique personalities, so remember to gather at the exercise field tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Received. Yes. Hey. Didn't you just say 5 o'clock? Good morning, store manager. Looking at Kakashi's lazy and lifeless expression, Chen Yan, who had been busy all day, couldn't help but laugh or cry. What's wrong with you? Didn't you go lead your students? Kakashi said helplessly, yes, but it's so boring. I feel like all three children are problem children. Chen Yan continued to smile and said, isn't this very similar to your childhood situation? A neurotic guy, a cold guy, and a girl responsible for mediating team conflicts. Kakashi thought it over carefully, as if it really matched. He didn't investigate how Chen Yan knew about his childhood at this time. After all, the other party can empower others and predict their future existence. However, this person seems to be overly down to earth, even able to be without any airs, which makes Kakashi feel quite comfortable, or in other words, this kind of person who does not bring pressure to others, and most people are willing to socialize. Kakashi sighed and said, alas, I am also getting to understand the fourth generation of adults more and more now. After expressing his emotions, he changed his tone and said, but by the way, why didn't you make Uchiha Sasuke, store manager? And when will the next chapter open? Chen Yan's mouth twitched and he went dry. Student Sasuke was too lazy to design, and the words of the country of waves are still under development. However, as he hasn't even figured out the combat power system yet, he's been stuck in the store by Kakashi urging for updates. Chen Yan casually found an excuse to pass by, looked up at the sky, and now it was already a gloomy scene. I can't help but think of the moonlight and flowing water of the previous life's Hokage. He's a big player in terms of combat power. But when he designs it, I don't know what year and month it will be. At this time yesterday, Kakashi had already said goodbye. Or maybe the two of them have a good personality and feel like they are already good friends. Kakashi looked at his winning streak and felt bored. The strong opponent I met yesterday must be the store manager. Although exposed by Kakashi, Chen Yan was not at all embarrassed. Are you tired of playing drones? You can invite your friends to play together, so that we can fight each other. Kakashi nodded solemnly, see you tomorrow, store manager.